Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft, and I'm back with a tutorial today. Now, you may remember I've done a couple of videos. I did a sort of ephemera storage binder, a magnetic desktop die folder, and then a die storage binder. And then I've keep getting asked a lot if I could do something to hold stamps in. Now, I didn't make this for stamps actually, but I suppose the more I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, this actually could work for stamps. So in regards of that, you can really use it to store whatever you want, if I'm honest. This is the first one I made, and there's a few little mistakes, but I'm going to show you it anyway because I'm still using it. So it's basically got a little handle that you can carry it with. And what I mean by a double folding spine is it's a double spine. Hang on, I'm going to check what I have it in actually. Oh, I've just got some postage receipts and stuff. But anyway, when it opens up, it's because, so the spine actually, I'm just checking you can see, the spine folds in the middle. And that's just to allow it, I think just to give it a bit more sort of room, because if you remember, if you know, sometimes you buy like them A4 box files and stuff, or A5. And they always kind of come straight up here, and sometimes you find that it's too much pressure, so they kind of just end up ripping off. So that's why I've done it this way, and I think it works better. And then inside I've just put some more of the paper in there like that, so you can decorate it with that. And then I have, you can hear there, I've done it with magnets, but what I didn't do was I didn't put them in the right place. I kind of put them here so they would be up here, when really they should have been at the very edge, because then when it closes, it's not grabbing the bottom bit, which is where they should have been. So when we make ours, we'll be putting the magnets in the right place, okay? So if you stick around, I'll show you how I'm going to do it. And what else I'm going to do is we're going to do it in stages. So I'm going to timestamp the video in the different stages. So maybe if you know how to do one piece, you don't need to watch that one, you know, that kind of thing. And I just think it's easier to break it down in different sections of the video. So we'll get on and make it. Okay, so what I've got is, I've got my grey board, which I'm going to use. You can use grey board, chipboard, whatever you want to use really. And I've cut it to size, so I've got one piece which is 9 by 8 inches. I've got one piece which is 9 by 7 3/4. I've got the two spines which are 9 by 1.5 inches. And I've got the front piece which is 9 by 2 7/8. Now, I'm going to cover it in black card. This is A3, but it still isn't going to be big enough. So I'm going to join it together. I've just put a piece of tape down one side, and I'm literally just going to join it together when I find something to get this off with. Now you can use, I think the smallest card you would be able to use is 12 by 12 if I'm honest. You could use A4, but you may have to join a few pieces. You could use wallpaper, it's entirely up to you. Now, the way I'm going to lay it out is I'm going to have the 9 by 8 piece. So it's just like we would do with a mini album. So the 9 by 8, then I'm going to have the 2 spines, and as always just leave your little gap as if you would with a regular mini album. The 2 spines. Then I'm going to have the 9 by 7 3/4. Then I'm going to have the 9 by 2 7/8. And obviously my card is a little bit too long now, so I'll just trim it off. So I've done loads of these types of things before, so I may just speed this up while I'm sticking all these on. Right, so that's what we've got up to now. Now I'm just going to put tape on all 4 sides, and then I'm going to miter the corners, and then we are going to get our magnets put in, or whatever you want to use. You could maybe use Velcro darts, or I don't know, whatever you want to use, but I'm going to put magnets in, and I'll show you the magnets that I've got. They are pretty strong, I have to say. So I'll just finish putting this tape on, miter the corners, and then I'll stick it all down. Okay, so I've done what I said I was going to do, and then I've just took 2 magnets and I glued them on. Now I got these ones from Amazon. You get 80 in a tin, and they are pretty strong magnets as well. You get different sizes, so I'll put the link, but I've just put 2 of them there. I've put them right on the very edge this time. Now I've cut some card here that I want to glue on here, and of course it wasn't long enough, so I've just cut 2 pieces and I will just join them together. But what I'm going to do, well, what I did do, I got carried away and I forgot to record it, so I've quickly pulled it off. But I've just got some PVA glue here, and all I'm doing is I'm just going to cover it in the PVA, and I'm just going to spread it around, and I'm going to use this to adhere it to my little cover, only because if you just put tape on, when you start to fold it up and stuff, you're going to risk it kind of just all buckling up. So I think it's a much better idea to cover it in PVA. Okay, so you can put a bit of tape on if you want to, but I definitely think you really need to cover it all in a PVA. And then I'm going to do the same to the other little piece that I've had to get to join it. So I'm just going to stick this on. I can't pull it down because I've got glue on the table now, but I'll show you it when I've stuck it all on. Okay everyone, so it's the next day because I couldn't record anymore. I had just so much commotion from next door, but never mind. I stuck the inside down with the PVA glue, so that's all dry because it's been left overnight, but you don't need to leave it overnight. Now the only problem I've discovered is the magnets. They are too deep. You really want a thin magnet. So other than that, it's turned out brilliant, but the magnets are they're just too thick for that. But to be honest, you could even use Velcro. You don't have to use magnets, but they're in there now, so that's what I'll have to use. But let's get on with it. So we've got it all covered now, so that's the cover finished, well, until we add the patterned paper or whatever paper you want to add. So I'm going to put this out the way. Now, to make the inside, you need 4 pieces of grey board, chipboard, whatever you're using, two of them need, oh, I haven't got the measurement down, just a minute. Two of them need to measure 8 1/4 inches by 3 inches. Two of them need to be 3 inches by 7 3/4. Okay, so to cover these, I've cut some black card again. I've used the A3 and I've still had to cut 2 pieces and another little piece to join. So again, it's just a case of joining them together. So if you're using A4, you might have to join probably 3 pieces together, I would imagine. So just join it together. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to also have to join another little piece because I know that these two are just a little bit too short. I'm going to pop that one on there. So again, a bit more tape down here. And then I'm going to join that on there. It's a little bit long at the bottom, so I will just take some scissors and just trim that off. Okay. And it's the same as before, so I've already got tape on the back of them. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is just pay attention to the smaller pieces. So I'm going to take the longer piece. That's going to go on there first, just like that. Then I'm going to take the shorter piece. Again, that will go there, just like we built the cover. You need to leave a little gap. Then it will be the longer piece, then the shorter piece. Okay, and just stick them all down. And then we need to, again, miter the corners and stick it all over. Now when you come to do this bit, actually I will stick these on and then I'm going to show you what I mean, because we need an end piece left to join this together. So I'll stick these down and I'll be back. Okay, so I have stuck down the 2 sides here. Now these pieces here, don't stick them down like that like we normally would. We need these to join this together. So it's going to go, obviously it's going to fold round like this. We're going to have this piece sticking on there like that, and then we're going to glue this piece on there like that, and that will glue it together. And this will be hidden at the back anyway, so nobody will see it. Now the best thing to do is the inside is to cover it now before you start sticking it all together. It's easier to do it like this. So I've decided I'm going to cover mine with paper, the inside piece here. Of course you can use whatever you want to colour, whatever you want to use to cover it. So I've got some of this patterned paper. You can, like I say, use whatever you want. Obviously I'm going to have to cut it and join it a few times, but it's fine. It's going to be on the inside, and as long as I join it, you know, relatively well, it'll look okay. So you just choose whatever you want to join to cover this piece here. Just take it to the edge of both sides. So I'm going to cover this with this paper and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've covered it with the patterned paper. Now, as I said before, we need to glue it together with these 2 little tabs, and then it will be getting stuck just in here like this. Now the best way to do it is you want a good strong glue. For my other one I used art glitter glue, and I just put it all around the outside and just got a little brush brushed it all on, and then you want to hold it in here for a good 5 minutes, or even put something heavy on top of it until it's completely dry. Now it does work. That one is absolutely solid. The other one I made, there's no chance of that coming out. So it does work. And then basically that is it. You just need to get your decoration and stuff, any papers and things you want to add. So the first thing we're going to do is glue this together, sorry. So let me just work it out. So yeah, we want some glue just on here. And just glue that to there. And then we want a bit of glue on here. This is just to make sure it doesn't come apart. But going forward, there's no reason why you couldn't make ones that are even longer or wider even. It just depends. But like I say, originally it wasn't for stamps, and then as people kept asking for it, I thought actually that may work for stamps, because you could just see, if you've got like A5 stamps, you could just pack them all in here, and then you could make a lovely collection of them and have them all in a row or whatever you want. But it doesn't just have to be for that. You can store whatever you want in it. So it has to be glued in here like this. As I said, the easiest way is to just get your glue and a little brush. Now, because actually I'm going to use pin flare, because it's got a little bit of you've got more wiggle room. It doesn't dry as quick as art glitter, so I'm going to go for that. Just because it's going to take me a little bit to get this brushed on, and with art glitter it's probably going to be dry before I've done it. So I'm just going to I should have a craft mat, but I don't have it handy, so I'm just going to hang on, my glue's blogged up. So I'm going to have my glue just down on here on a little scrap piece there. Then I'm just going to dip my little brush in, and I'm just going to brush it all on this little outside piece. Now obviously you need a good glue, and you need a glue that dries clear, because it's inevitable that you're going to get it probably places where you don't want it, but it can't be helped. But as I said, I'll show you my other one again at the end, and it looks pretty good. It's not that you could notice glue on it. Also, it doesn't help when you're using black cardstock. I think if you used another colour, maybe white or just another colour other than black, because you know what black's like, it shows up anything really. So I don't really even know why I've gone for black, if I'm honest, but there we go. So I've got all of that covered on there. So I'm going to turn it over, make sure you get it the right way, because one side's longer than the other. Now you want to get it where it's just butted up to this spine here. And I think that looks pretty good. And then it's just a case of holding this down or putting something heavy on it. And you really want to get it where it's stuck solid before you're kind of moving on to the next step. So I'm going to get this dry and set, and then I'll be back. Okay, so it's stuck in and it's dry, and honestly it's solid. It is not going to come out. Now if you can see, when we turn it over where we've got our double folding spine, I want to have this part of the spine stuck on here, so when it opens it's just going to go back to there. And I think it just helps, because like I said in the beginning, if you have those box files you buy, they tend to only open to here, or sometimes they flop all the way back. putting more pressure on there. I mean, it's up to you. You might just decide to have the whole thing, but I like to have mine just half, and I think it just gives it a bit more sort of, it takes the pressure off it a little bit. So all I've done is I've put 3 layers of tape on here, and I'm going to peel them off. Now you could also put glue on as well, just to make double sure that it doesn't, you know, sort of come off. And I've just put them on there, and then I'm going to fold this in and just press it down. And as I said, you could probably put a layer of glue over the top of that as well, so that when it opens, it's just got, I just think it's better that way. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do it, if you want to do it that way. Now I forgot to do a couple of things. I've completely messed this up, if I'm honest. I think it's just because when I was trying to record, I had so much commotion going out the front and next door, and it's just knocked us completely. I forgot to put my ribbon in the top, and also I haven't even put my magnets on the side. So we'll go back to the original one I made. I'm going to show you here. So the original one, as you can see, what I did was I put, before I stuck this, so before I stuck this on here, I just, you know, kind of poked 2 holes in there. You could do it when it's on, it doesn't really matter, it, you know, whatever's easiest, just 2 holes, and then I just tied the ribbon in little knots in there. But what you could also do is, before you put the inside paper on, you could just lay the ribbon flat, glue it down, and then put your paper over, so inside it's completely flat. You've got a couple of options for that as well. So like I say, the only mistake I made on this was I didn't put the magnets in the correct place, so it's left this kind of bit. They should have been further at the bottom. But as I said, you could even close it with Velcro. It's entirely up to you, but I just think it's so nice, and it's just a lovely way to store things, because yes, you can buy them, but let's be honest here. We enjoy crafting, we want to craft, we want to make things that we like. We can make them ourselves, decorate them with whatever papers we choose, and I know you would probably be pretty hard pushed to find something like that in the shops, wouldn't you, with that beautiful paper and stuff, and the spine as well. It's a little bit different. So yeah, that's what it is. And as I said, this one I've completely messed it up. I haven't put the magnets in there, and I haven't put the ribbon in, and it's probably best to put the ribbon in before you stick this in, because it's going to be hard to punch a couple of holes in there. But it depends what you use. If you've got like a crocodile, you probably could, but yeah, that's it. So I think I'm going to try and sort this one out if I can. But you could, like I say, we could make them longer. It's, you know, it's lots of different shapes you could make them. But yeah, I'm going to put all the measurements on my blog. Follow the ones on my blog, because I think I've given you a couple of wrong measurements for the depth of them pieces. So I'll have it all laid out, and you can follow it on there as well. So I hope you enjoy it, but I think it would be great to just, even if you just have like loose stamps, you could just drop them in and store them in here. You might want to store your like little gemstones, like enamel shapes, enamel dots. You might want to store them in there. It's entirely up to you really what you want to store in it. So thanks for watching, and I've got some brilliant news to tell you. My first new die will be coming out this Sunday. I'll be launching it on here as a YouTube premiere, so I'll be able to chat in the comments with you. I'm going to show you obviously what it is, show you what I've made with it, and we're going to do a live little craft with it as well. And then at the same time it'll be on my website, so you can go on and buy it. Now I will be shipping to, you know, Europe, Australia, America, and the shipping's actually not that bad. It's about £3 to £4. The die itself will be £7.99, so I think it's a very fair price for what it is. But I'm going to keep it all a surprise of what it is until Sunday, so I'll keep you posted, but it should be about 11:30 in the morning in the UK. I think I've got the times on my Facebook group what they are. I think Australia might be 8:30 at night, and depending on what state you are in America, it might be about 6:30 in the morning. I don't have loads of them, I don't have hundreds of them, because it's my first one and I've funded it all myself, and I didn't want to, you know, lose tons of money if they don't sell. So I don't have hundreds of them, so maybe just first come first served, I don't know, but I can always order more, and I will have, if this goes okay, I will have another one coming out next month, so we'll see how it all goes. So thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.